All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SCUM on Steam. 1,500 very positive recent reviews, 65,781 mostly positive reviews. Original release date of August 29th, 2018. Wasn't it August 29th, 1997 when Skynet took over? Ooh. All right. There we go. There's the review I was looking for. Major update. SCUM 0.800. All right, here we go. Now, was there ever any doubt? Here's what's in the hotfix. So now it's 0.8.0.5. I may just put 0.8 on the videos. I don't know. It seems like a lot to type in 0.8.0.5, which if I rounded it would be 6. All right, here we go. In reverse order, the hotfix fixed the bug where items stored inside wheelbarrows and boats would disappear. Oh boy, that's not good. On a server restart. Fix the issue where, and I'm going to stop saying fix the issue, where force unlocking lockers would cause client crash. I haven't had that happen lately because I haven't used the crowbar to force any lockers lately. Magazines would show incorrect number of ammo inside. I have had that happen. And also that last round bug, as of yesterday or the day before, was still a thing. It says the quantity of ammunition, 9mm that I had, was 0. You drop it on the ground, you get 1 round back that you can load in a mag. You are sometimes not able to restore your bank card when you should. We'll get to that in a minute. Removing items from hands in combat mode would cause crash. That's not good. Possible to chop down metal, brick, and cement base building elements with a sharp tool instead of a blunt tool. Fix the wrong audio for destroying brick and cement base building elements. Fixed some of the wrong item descriptions. Interacting with one garden slot. Say that fast 10 times. Possible fix for vehicles not appearing when spawned or naturally spawned on the server. Crashes. You'd be stuck in infinite boot up loop. I don't like that. Push the vehicle while on the service lift. Analog Geiger with the hazmat suit could be repaired. Quality of life additions. Plum seeds are temporarily disabled. Remove the decontamination option from certain items. Chests, fire rings, improvised bed, and shelter can now be placed outside flag areas. I had done that on one of my videos at a trader where I was chopping down a tree and I wanted to get some XP for survival and crafting, and it wouldn't let me. So we'll see if that works. Spawning vehicles via spawn vehicle command will now display the spawn vehicle ID. Alright. Bank account numbers will no longer generate with less than, it's actually fewer than, 12 digits. They've done pretty good on the translation. We'll cut them some slack a little bit. Removed unnecessary item rotation, time of day server setting, clamping. I have no fucking idea what that means. Let's move on. You can't service a vehicle without a car repair kit. removed negative fame point achievements. That was something I was going to discuss here in a minute. Spinach consumption density, adjusted Geiger counter inventory size, car batteries now available at the mechanic car lift. Important to note, the pins for your classic and gold cards were put to the last, I'm assuming it says the first and last two numbers of your Steam ID. Entering a kill box and trying to defuse the kill box door causes a fatal error. Sure, I'll rate that up. Oh, I'm not signed in. Oh, that's right, because I did a new window. All right, never mind. All right, we're going going nuclear. If I can spit it out. I like how people say nuclear. Nuclear, huh? That's how it's spelled. How about nuclear? And waiting is done, and 0.8 is finally here. All right. I know I'm a fuddy-duddy here. I'm going to be a killjoy here. We didn't need all this shit. However, it's their game, and they can play it how they want. And they're going to. I'm sure of it. So, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to say it right now. As long as this generally doesn't adversely affect me playing the game how I want to play it, then I'm okay with it. If all the stuff that's on this major update adversely affects my gameplay, I may play a different game. And I say that with much pain because I've been playing this game for almost 2 years. A year and 10 months. A little over that. All right. There is a YouTube video. If you want to watch that, it's been viewed 28,580 times as of here. All right. There was so much stuff packed in here that I decided to do. I wasn't even going to do a video. I was just going to go play. But even though I don't necessarily like or agree with the majority of this update, I felt that I would go ahead. It's all about feelings. So look at this in the background. See those two eyes there? Are those two red dots? Are you guys seeing that? I wonder if this is where the spooky, I don't know if it's a beeper. I don't know if he explodes, but he's a spooky zombie. I just think this is just way too much. But, and I'm going to tell you, I've watched Rust videos, and guess what they have in Rust? The hazmat suit. And when we get to the modular building, guess what they have? Yep. DayZ and Rust. DayZ, this specifically looked like the building in DayZ. You're not gonna, you can tell me, but I ain't buying it that the devs haven't looked at those other games. I think it'll work out. I think it'll be okay. A lot of things that they're bringing into the game, I'm almost positive are to attract the players from those other platforms. All right, enough about my dissertation. Going nuclear, there's a nuclear power plant and radioactivity system. From the looks of it, it's by the B1, B2 airfield. But it might be a whole separate deal, okay? It's someplace near the water. I saw that. There's like a river or stream. But they could have just put that in anywhere. So we'll just stick it in anywhere. The nuclear power plant. Here's some photos. But it's definitely someplace by the water. See this over here? And it's, I would say, Well, it's going to be just on it. I didn't notice this earlier when I went through this on my own. It's going to be southeast of, like, the castle, the observatory is where I think this is. We'll find out here shortly. All right. Very dangerous, high tier rewards, surrounding dead woods. It's rusted, abandoned. I think the biggest draw is probably going to be for people who felt like they've gone everywhere else around the map. It's a new map to discover. That's how I feel about it. But, you know, basically I loot, go to the trader, rinse, repeat. I'm doing experimentation on that. I'm not in the mood to do this right now, but I might be later. All right. Radiation. There will be a manual, or excuse me, a makeshift, I guess you call it, Geiger counter. And there is a factory-built Geiger counter. All right. And you can get contaminated, external and internal. Basically, you can be proactive and wear a hazmat suit. Internal contamination is where you consume a contaminated item. Now, this is probably going to be more important. We may not want to eat a bowl of fruit that's been sitting out next to the contaminated area. All right, hazmat suit. This is the factory one. You can, let's see, where does it say? It says you can wear body armor with this one. Level A. Okay, there's the vintage version. Armored vest can be worn below the suit, highly visible, more inventory space. It'll be interesting to see how much inventory you can carry. The vintage looks cool, blends in, less inventory space, and no armor option. Both will do the job as long as you keep them maintained. I'm assuming thread will continue to be important. It says you can wear a gas mask, don't expect much. There's acute radiation syndrome levels here, or ARS. There was something earlier that spelled crap. I might not have gotten to it yet, but it's funny. So Phoenix Tears will cure all of your problems, is what I'm reading here. There's potassium iodide pills. Just something else you got to contend with. I think it's, I know I'm an old fuddy-duddy, but something else that I had mentioned before with the mushrooms. I'm just not going to eat them except for the big puffball. Because I'm not fucking around with what's poisonous, what's not poisonous. I'm just not going to eat them. Okay, so there's depleted uranium and graphite. U-235, I guess is what this is. Hey, did you guys watch that movie? There was a movie. It was a foreign movie. The guy was on the black market. He'd been exposed to it, and his superiors basically just left him in there to die to it. He knew he was going to die, so he stole some uranium. And he had advertised on the black market that he had this PU for sale. PU 237, I think. I might have to look that up. But anyway, it was a sad movie. But it was good. I thought, and showing what could happen if somebody gets exposed. Okay, so there's depleted uranium and graphite. Evidently, they're worth a lot of money, and they can. This is one thing that attracts me. Can be used to make crafted armor-piercing bullets, or crap for short. Okay, that's where the crap comes in. Graphite can be sold for a good amount of money as well. There are plans for more functionality in the future. Well, hopefully we can make our own pencils, by God. They're still highly radioactive, so more so graphite than depleted uranium. So extracting them from the zone will require one more thing, a sealed uranium container, which looks cool. This absolutely has a Fallout 4 look to it. Absolutely. And again, I got to give credit. I don't have to. I choose to give credit to the devs. All right, there's nothing new under the sun. Let's say you take some of the best qualities from Fallout 4. You take some of the best qualities from Rust. You take some of the best qualities from DayZ and throw them into your super game to make the big kahuna of survival games. Everything that those games are not, you can put them in here. I mean, what was it? Damn it. I haven't been there in a long time. No, it was was it Arma? Where they had the trader, the black market? Yeah. Arma free. I would watch Sysin play that a lot. I haven't watched it a lot. And you go to the trader, and that's what reminded me. The trader says, are you here to rob the place? Let me advise you, I'm well armed, blah, 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 blah. You feeling froggy? Better start hopping. That kind of thing. Oh, speaking of hopping.
Selective call frequency 1.
Hopefully we don't get any calls today. It's fucking cold. It was 19 degrees when I woke up this morning. With a 4 or 5 mile an hour, 6 mile an hour wind. So it feels like 14 degrees outside. Fahrenheit. She cold. Okay. Highly requested feature. Again, this is not me. But here we go with the modular base building elements. All right. They have separated the building menu from the crafting menu. You will now find a new building tab where you can find all the fillable blueprints, base building or not. All right. I like that. I think that's good. In theory. We'll find out. There's something here that says don't think you can just build on a twig, and you don't think you'll be able to construct structures the size of an average medieval castle sitting on top of the tiniest twig possible. I agree with that. I wasn't a builder. My buddy, Wolfgang, he built some fantastic shit in Fallout 4. Way more intricate than what I had built. My goal was for functionality to produce the purified water in Fallout 4. Again, I know this is SCUM, but I actually like that building much better than this so far. So maybe I'll like this and I'll build more stuff. So anyway, new crafting menu. An important part of this is you have to put down a foundation, which we had to do that before. The higher the level of the element, the more stability it can have on top of it. All the materials levels that are possible on the outside walls are now possible on the modular base building elements. There are also some restrictions. There's a limit how many you can place per flag. It does not count in regular base building elements. The more players there are in the squad, the higher the limit. That pillbox there looks pretty cool. Not bad at all. We have the wheelchair accessible ramp there. I don't know, maybe you can even drive a car up in there. We'll see. This is what reminds me of DayZ, like a lot of DayZ. It's a cross between DayZ and Rust, I guess. It looks very cool, though. I like all the metal beams and girders and what have you. The porch. Okay, gardening. I'm thinking the metabolism may be more of an issue here into the future, but I have to see. I haven't played. I haven't checked it out. So, again, this is something that if the food continues to be available at the trader or out in the world, like, for example, I eat the cabbage. Well, it's in a garden in towns, fenced in, to get my potassium and water. I get water from freshwater streams or from wells. That big puffball mushroom, I know right where one is that respawns regularly. Cornflakes, you buy those at the trader. And that's essentially what I've been living on. Now, if that has changed, I will have to garden or quit playing the game, or something else that I haven't considered. So we'll see. Maybe gardening will produce the highest quality of a food product. But I'm going to tell you, to each their own. If I don't have to, I'm not doing it. I don't need anything else to fuck with to distract me. I really don't. Okay, so gardening, you got to put a food plot in, adjust it. There's a nice frame there. And here it's showing all the stuff that you can grow. Again, there's only a couple of them here that I really care about, which carrots are okay. I'd be interested to see what you get out of the spinach. Lettuce, definitely we know about. Do you want to show me your cucumber? Potatoes are good, but they take up a lot more room and make you pee a lot more. Watermelon makes you pee a lot. Cabbage. And then I'm surprised to see apples and pears and cherries and figs in here. Now the figs, or dates or something like that, were very, very good for you in the past. Okay. So anyway, you make your frame, get your seeds, plant your stuff, and then there's watering cans, fertilizer somewhere, there it is. Super sit, I wonder if this means super shit in Croatian, with that S with the caret, that accent mark above it. Anyway, the organic will increase your growth speed by 25% and increase your chance of harvest by 5%. Industrial will increase your growth speed by 50% and chance for harvest by 10%, if you want to do it. There's your sprayers. Herbicide, pesticide, fungicide. As if we needed to make this shit more difficult, but thank you. Chemical ways, the only way you can get rid of pests and fungi, while weeds can be rooted out by hand. Again, I just think this is way too much. I'm going to tell you, there's only going to be a target market of a few people. And maybe that's what they're going for, the most dedicated people that are going to do this shit. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe the devs want a core of dedicated people say, a handful than every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I'm probably twice as old as the majority of these type of players normally, from your Rust and DayZ and whatever, and I don't want to do it. So I don't think most people will do it. Modular vehicles. I don't drive hardly anymore. I fly the airplane around. I haven't got up in the robot in a long time. I may change that, but modular vehicles is one of the cooler things to me. But again, this is a DayZ thing, where I think it was DayZ where they find the bus, find the cars. They got to get a battery. They got to get spark plugs. They got to get fuel, I think. Battery, spark plugs, fuel, tire. I haven't watched it in a long time. I used to be able to speak more intelligently about it. But you got to get parts, and then you can put it together and what have you. My thought is, and we'll see if this happens. I'll go into the game here in a little bit. I think I will. I'm going to try. And see if the only vehicles you can get are modular vehicles other than being spawned in. That's my opinion. And it'll piss some people off. If you're going to make these modular vehicles work, you have to get rid of all the new vehicles. And remove the option to buy a completely brand new vehicle from the trader. And the reason being is people say, fuck that. I'm just going to go loot, get $40,000 or whatever, and just go buy a car. The majority of people are not going to go look for the parts. Again, that's what I think. I want to be wrong. I even put that in one of my videos. I want to be wrong. All right, so here we go. It said, yeah, starting off before you'd find a complete vehicle on the map and only bring fuel to the vehicle and a battery and a car repair kit. All right. But the idea is there. Yeah, you would go find a complete vehicle, fix it up, put fuel in it, put a battery in it, and then go do your thing. It says they will now spawn in a ruined down and salvage state. Some of them will. I don't remember reading that. Will be missing some parts, and some of them other parts. Some of them won't even have an engine. From there, you're free to push the vehicle to a safe area or to the mechanic. I really thought the mechanic was borderline worthless before. Now he's starting to show his true colors. All right. Your friends can even help you push. I like that. I like that a lot. And not just for the vehicles, but also or for the cars. And it looks like they're pushing into a trader here. Yeah. On this center picture. That way, theoretically, you as the player will be able to push stuff over easier. Remember before I say I got my airplane stuck. Hey, can you push that? Only one person, if I remember correctly, could push at a time. All right, so here we go. Service vehicle on carjack. For wheels, you will need a car jack. For the engine, you need to get to the car mechanic. For wheels, you need a car jack. Some of the parts you can remove and install immediately if you have them. Okay, I like this. I don't know what it's going to do to affect my airplane. We'll find out. All the missing parts can either be looted in the world or bought at the car mechanic. Armored upgrades can only be obtained through the car mechanic. Okay. See, now you're getting into an area that if I continue to drive, I like that. All right. The banking, there's a lot to the banking, but I'm just going to cover the basics. Everybody has a bank account by default. You get $0. You can visit the ATMs. You can deposit unlimited amounts. They have a limit, which I think is horseshit. I'll say that right now. I think it's horseshit. And I'll tell you why. $500 a day for a credit card. And, okay, let me rephrase that. Unless they've changed the money system. For example, I can go loot a chainsaw out of a cargo drop and get $1,400 for it. You're telling me with a starter card I can only deposit or withdraw $500? That's fucking ridiculous. It ought to be $50,000 a day. I have a feeling that they're going to change that. But again, they may be catering more towards like the PvP players and not people like me. Yes, there are people like me out there. The classic card costs $100. Who cares? $1,000 limit. Gold card costs $5,000, and it's a $5,000 daily limit. There should be a platinum or a sapphire or a diamond card or whatever that's unlimited. I'll just tell you right that. Charge 50 grand for it. I don't fucking care. Well, 50 grand's probably too high. Charge 10 grand for it. And make it unlimited. Gold can be bought only with the gold card at any banker. It's deposited on your account. Gold price is $1,000 per unit. $750 by bankers. You can sell it. The gold buying capability defines how much gold a banker could buy. Again, I think you're getting way too cute with this. You're putting way too much into it. Maybe there's something that I've missed, but I don't think the cards are big enough unless the prices have been adjusted at the traders, what you can sell stuff for. And I don't think it's necessary. I do like the fact that they got a pin on there. I didn't read whether you could change your pin or not. But for someone that plays PvE, unless they wipe all our money and this is the only choice we have, I'm just going to put the money in my house. Respawn. All right. There will be a permadeath if you abuse this. I have personally seen, I don't do it. I don't die and kill myself and start back over unless it's an accident. Trust me, I don't like fucking grinding it. Random and sector respawn will now be paid with credits. Random respawn by default is $250. Sector respawn is $1,000. Shelter will now be paid exclusively with gold. So it's going to cost you a gold bar to respawn back in your bed. All right, permadeath. Here we go. I always thought, not always, but I recently thought that players who abused killing themselves to start over to get all their vitamins and minerals and everything built back up into the green or blue, I didn't like it. So here you go. To discourage players from overusing the commit suicide option without consequence, we've introduced permadeath. Players can go into the negative up to 2,500, but only for random respawns. If a player passes the 2,500, they will not respawn his character. A new character has to be created, meaning permadeath has happened and respawn options will not be possible. So, out of all this bullshit that I've been talking about, this is probably the most important one for people who have, let's say, had a rather flexible mindset when it comes to committing suicide and respawning. So, you should deposit the cash you found in your account as soon as you can in order to combat this. Someone can still Phoenix Tears revive you or deposit some money on your account to get you back into action. Again, I think this is catering more to the PvP players. Fame rework. No more negatives. No more negative fame. We can adjust it in the game. That means you, Janzer. 1 fame point for each 20 minutes you play. 3 fame points per hour. It says real time. And depending on your activity, you can get significant items. This is going to work out great for me. Looting items. Selling items. Raising attributes to the max. Okay? Doing good so far. I may have to start doing kill boxes. We'll see. So that means I got to work on my lockpicking skills some more. Actually, no, I take that back. Well, they may have changed it. The last time when I watched Kichma, am I going to remember this correctly? He's never going to see this video. He won't know that I talked about him. I think it was you had to have basic thievery, and then there was something else that you needed. Damn it. Can't remember. But basic skill, I think, is what it was. Significant actions that make you lose fame points. Suicide. Buying loot. Number of fame point lost depends on item rarity. Now that surprises me. Failing a lockpick, well, that's been a thing. Which I don't like it, but I understand it. Getting killed by another player. The prisoner can't purchase anything at the trader without fame points. Item availability depends on the number of fame points. Okay. I kind of like that. We've talked about in the past that the good loot that you find might depend on your awareness skill. You got better awareness, the chances of finding better loot. All right, 3D audio support, blah, blah, blah. I have thought this for a long time, and I just thought it was the way that I had my headphones set up. We'll see if that changes. Big shout out to GG Host for letting us see the situation in their hardware. So if you're looking for a new server, already play on one of these, make sure to go check them out. I will not at this time. Did I write this up? Oh, I can't. I'm not logged in. 2263. I think I was 2261. Rated that up. There's also the Steam Awards Labor of Love. I remember last year I voted for that. It took me whatever to find that, to vote for it. I may do that later. I can't remember. I don't think they won. Some other fucking game won. But anyway, there you go. And we're now back to, it's 50% off. So it's on sale right now. I don't know through when, but it's $18. All right, and this is, okay, this is the last update. So I think what I'm going to do, since I've been going for almost 40 minutes, I'm not going to put this as part of another gameplay video. This is just going to be a separate video. So there you go. I will give you my overall thought on this, and that is, I think there's a whole lot of shit here that we didn't need. But I said that about the clothing, the outfits and stuff for the gameplay. Again, there are some people who think that they need all these bells and whistles. And there are some people like me who think that they don't. So it depends on your perspective. I am giving this a fair shake. I'm being fair about it. It's not, for me, the majority of this stuff that has been implemented. I don't need it. Some of you may need it. Some of you may like it. I'll give it a chance, But again, most of this stuff I'm not going to participate in. That's just how it is. And it'll be interesting to see if they can take Arma, Daisy, and Rust characteristics and roll them all into SCUM and make it work and continue to work. I mean, we're not that far away from 1.0. This is 0.8. I think they got a lot of work to do yet, but we're at 0.8, so we'll see what happens. All right, I'm done with my rant. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.